Hi, I'm Madison Romelli. I'm an account executive at Breezeway. Breezeway is a track partner. We currently support operations for over 37,000 homes, and we are designed to help you streamline and create efficiencies across your day-to-day operations, but also thinking through, bigger picture, the overall guest experience.
I'm Dylan Bozarth. I'm the general manager at 30A Escapes. We manage about 200 properties. I've been with the 30A Escapes team for almost 11 years.
I think we've been partners for coming up on 5 years now.
Partners with Breezeway for almost 5 years. Prior to that, we were using a different solution for just our operations. Slack. I'm sure a lot of people have used Slack.
Yeah.
And we had a channel for every property and spending an enormous amount of time reading Slack messages and not a ton of time actually getting work done.
Yeah, I love to ask the question, what would you say was your biggest operational challenge prior to our partnership?
Just kind of making sure that people had the information that they needed when they needed it. And so we would have to watch these Slack channels to make sure that if a housekeeper needed a code or if there was something wrong at a unit, that we could be updated real time. And so it was totally inefficient. And as we switched away from live res to track, we started looking for other solutions for in-house operations. Yeah. Obviously, housekeeping, property management, and then the maintenance. Yeah. We also do our own bicycles.
Bicycles. Amazing. Bicycle rentals?
Bicycle rentals, yeah. We do with every property.
What would you say changed for your team most once that integration went live?
Just being effective. Like I said, spent a lot of time reading Slack messages and just trying to figure things out and not having the information in the places that we needed it. We spent a lot of time looking at our phones. Where's this code? Where's that? Check this spreadsheet. And it just felt like true chaos. Yeah. And so switching over to Track and Breezeway, that gave us the opportunity to build out elements. And so aspects of each home, it all lives right there. You can give access to the people who need it. And it's right there at their fingertips, one app. Yeah. And it's just way easier.
Pointing out elements is amazing. How are you guys using that feature?
I hope and I think to almost its fullest potential now. In the beginning, just to be fair, that was not a piece that we built out with Breezeway. So we went through about a year without that piece built out and then really started to understand how that ties into each work order and how you can search things and have these tags and be able to go back and get information and respond to homeowners. And so for us, that was critical. Yeah. And a huge help for us.
In my Breezeway days when I was a client, we used it a lot for very specific needs, like during your checklist walkthroughs and things like that.
Right. We started off kind of the same way. Okay, it'll generate the clean. It'll generate the inspection. Cool. That was already so much better than what we had. And then we started with the bells and whistles, the elements and how that ties in. And does this refrigerator still have a warranty or who should we call or what vendor and all the little pieces that come along with what I would say property management is at an exceptional level.
Yeah. Is there a specific workflow or process that you guys have that really noticeably got better with the integration?
So the cleans happening, they don't get missed because they're automatically scheduled through the integration with Track. And once the reservation is made, the clean, the inspection, everything is there. And so then we were able to have some fun with that and say, okay, but we wanted all of these things to trigger every time there's a reservation, all the way down to making sure that we meet the guest. And so that's also a task that gets generated for all arrivals. And it's just, we were able to hold ourselves accountable and to see that we're getting those pieces of work done. You feel effective because you're able to check these people in and out. The housekeepers can be more effective because they're not constantly looking for information from us, like a code or how do I get into this house or where did this go or this is missing and then waiting on a response. Yeah. Instead, we're able to just do the work.
And how does this change how each of your departments are working day to day? It sounds like your cleaning teams are a lot more efficient with the information provided. But I would love to hear how this affects the rest of the team.
Well, number one, it had a great positive effect on retention in our business. When it was chaos and everything had to be on Slack or a text message or an email or a spreadsheet, and we're constantly looking for things and it was constantly frustrating. When you're not organized, it's tough to have people come and work for you.
Totally.
And then get them to try to perform.
Yep.
when we were not as organized as we could be.
Yeah, it's finding ways to enable your internal team that you already have and built them up.
And so because of the frustrations and the inefficiencies and the unorganization, we lost some people.
Yeah.
And so switching to a process that was defined, trainable, executable, repeatable. We've had almost 100% retention on our team for the past 3 years.
Amazing. How would you say that this integration affects your owner retention?
Owner retention is achieved with 3 things, in my opinion. It's cash, care, and communication. And so we're able to communicate effectively. We're able to give them the information that they need. If they have a question about what happened at a property, we can go right to Breezeway and see what happened. And then the care of the property, right? We can do this better. We give our team more time. We are more effective. We could spend a few more minutes in each property because we are more efficient. And that just in turn makes a better product. And so for homeowner retention, if you're nailing those 2 pieces, then you should be well on your way.
Got it down. Yeah. I always say that owners are your number one clients. The guests are important, but we do have to cater things to, your owners. What would you say led you to, choose to go with the Breezeway and Track partnership?
So Track at the time when we switched from LiveRes had one of the best integrations with all softwares, right? And so this takes an army, and we needed a software that would partner with us and also the partners that we already had that were working. Yeah. And at the same time, we did not have an operational tool that would help us be more efficient, and searched through the market, decided that Breezeway was the best option for us.
One last question. If you had any advice for someone who is on the fence between the Breezeway and Track integration, what would that be?
Do it. I don't think there's a better solution. And I've looked, I come to these conferences, I check the other softwares and see what they're doing. I talk to other colleagues in the industry, and just especially the 2 main hubs, right? It's everything that we do from property management in those 2 hubs. So all the operation, and then all the distribution and accounting and listing and all that property information. So putting those 2 together will make your business better, 100%.
So Dylan from 30A Escape said, just do it.
Just do it.